Alrighty, we have a power transformer here that goes inside of a chassis, and we're going to solder our 120 volt power cord to it. It sits down inside of a chassis, and we're going to check our voltage with a voltmeter, make sure we're getting the proper voltage coming out. So we'll take our, we'll cut our wires and re-strip them here. The transformer is not polarized, so we will strip our wires even length here, like that. Now for electrical and electronics, you want to use what's called rosin core solder, so I'll show you that up close. You can buy it at Lowe's, or you can read the instructions. Okay, this iron has our adjustable temperature on it here. You can see how it says 350, and we want to go up higher. We'll see if it does melt our solder, but we do want to go up a little bit higher. So you see the plus there, we'll just keep . Okay, we're up to 550 here. So we'll let that heat up to temperature. We'll take our cord here. We'll wrap our strands around our post. This is our Facebook post here. It's going to be a Facebook post. So we'll just take our pliers and we'll just make sure it's nice and all our strands are all wound together there. We'll take our iron, we'll clean our tip. We'll tin our iron here. We'll heat terminal, the wire. This is rosin core solder, so it has the flux inside the solder. So we got one wire. Go down a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna let that cool. Now we'll let our other side. Let that cool, and we'll get our other side wrapped here. Okay, so we'll get our wire up to our transformer here. We'll wrap it around the post here. Make sure we get all our strands around it here. Okay, I'm going to push down, get our wire down in here. And I'll use my pliers to get the strands all wrapped around that post nice and evenly here. And you see like the little grooves here in the pliers help get all the strands to go in there nice and evenly. So we'll tin our iron again, we'll clean our tip. We'll tin our iron and we'll heat the terminal, the wire. There it is, it's all nice and even. I'll bring the camera down close so you can see. Okay, so here in the country I was born in, our primary voltage is 120 volts. Now we'll check our secondary voltage here. So it's about 15 volts on one side, and we'll check our other one here. So that's a very low voltage, it's almost 2.5 volts. Okay, we have our heavier wire here, which is going to be our higher voltage wire. This is 18. So we are going to, it's not going to be polarized. So this is going to go to our secondary higher voltage. Should be over here. And this is our low voltage secondary here. So we'll strip it. There we go. Now I'll bring the camera down close so you can see me soldering these. So this is our higher voltage over here, so we'll get our strands to come around all the way here. And we'll use our pliers like we did on the primary wires here. Make sure you get all your strands in. Okay, so we'll push our strands down so we'll clean our tip. Gotta turn it back on again. So I guess this shuts off when you're not using it, so you can see the temperature going up here. So it's getting hot again. We're at 350. I want it to go up. Okay, it's hot now. So we'll tin our iron a little bit here. Heat our wire in our terminal. It's not quite hot enough yet. There it goes. Didn't quite get up here on the top all the way. There we go. We got a good solder on the top. We'll let that set a little bit. Now look, make sure got a good solder joint. Now I'll get our other one over here. Wrap our wire around the post. Make sure you get all your strands wrapped around the post nice and tightly. Clean our tip again. We'll tin it. We'll heat the terminal and I get the top full here. There we go. We got a nice solder joint. There's no short between our terminals. Now we'll do our lighter gauge wire here for our low voltage. So I'll just let that cool a little bit there. I don't like how that one came out because our wire was kind of tarnished, so it's harder to get a nice shiny solder joint. So I'm going to just touch it up one more time and just see if we can get it to look a little bit better. There, that looks a lot better. So we'll let that cool. Okay, so we'll get our low voltage wire wrapped around our terminal here. Now this will solder a lot nicer because this wire is shiny. So we'll get it wrapped around our post. Make sure our wire is coming out the way we want it to. So we're going to make sure our loop is nice, our circle, our wrap is nice and tight here. Then we'll clean our tip, tin our iron, terminal on the. Oh, that solder's a lot nicer because that wire is nice and shiny and clean and new. This copper is new cord, but it's all tarnished underneath, so that's why it's not quite as perfectly shiny. So we'll get our insulation up to the bottom of our terminal here. Wrap it around a few times here. Okay, now I'll bring the camera down really close so you can see this one being soldered. Clean our tip. Tin our iron, heat the terminal and the wire. We have a nice solder joint. When we're done with our soldering iron, we'll tin it so our tip stays good.